What's up everyone, this Lion Sonic fan here, and today we're counting down my personal picks of my top 5 Resident Evil antagonists. Last month, I counted down my top 5 heroes of the Resident Evil series, but this month I'm counting down the baddies of the series. Just like the heroes, there's no strict criteria for this list. If they want to kill the crap out of our main characters, chances are they're probably not good people. Also, while this list will be mostly comprised of human characters, there will be some genetically engineered creatures appearing on this list due to them being too cool and or iconic to pass up. And plus, human or not, they're still villains. Anyways, let's start the list. My boy Mr. X takes the number 5 spot. Giving it to numerous players since Resident Evil 2's release in 1998, Mr. X is essentially the Jason Voorhees of the series. Now, are you guys ready to hear my complex and interesting reason as to why Mr. X made it onto this list? Are you ready? Here it goes. He looks cool. Yeah, that's about it. Being an enhanced version of the Tyrant from Resident Evil 1, Mr. X silently stalks the player to the claustrophobic holes of the police precinct, with the only indication to his presence being his booming footsteps and his fear-inducing theme. Everything from his nice sense of fashion, being a dark trench coat and a hat, really makes him such a unique presence. Plus, he's one of the more memorable parts of the second game. Mr. X is gonna give it to you, and I'm gonna give him the number 5 spot. Coming in the number 4 spot is Raymond Salazar. Now, I know this guy isn't really the most intimidating villain out there, but my god is he entertaining. Salazar is a surprisingly short old dude who possesses power due to the lost Plagueis parasite being in his veins, who's tasked with stopping Leon, or as he would call him, Mr. Kennedy. Salazar is something you would see out of a Spy Kids movie. Even though he's really old, he has a really childlike demeanor. He constantly throws tantrums and is pretty easy to piss off. And that's where Leon comes in. Leon being pretty chill and having a smart mouth contrasted with Salazar's uptight and dramatic attitude makes for a pretty funny dynamic. Salazar trying to come off as threatening and powerful only to get pissed off by Leon's excessive mocking never gets old.
So maybe you have 9 lives, but it doesn't matter now, Mr. Kennedy. I've sent my right hand to dispose of you.
Your right hand comes off?
Say whatever you please. Die, you what?
Overall, while Salazar is not intimidating in the slightest, his efforts to be so is hilarious, which lets him come in at number 4. Coming in at number 3 is Lucas Baker. The thing I love about Lucas is he's the mere definition of evil. Making his debut in Resident Evil 7 that released recently in 2017, Lucas initially seemed to be another victim of Evelyn's control alongside his unfortunate mother and father. However, things are more sinister than that. Growing up, Lucas showed extreme intelligence and looked to have a bright future. However, he had a few mental problems such as poor anger management problems. After being bullied by a particular student at his school, Lucas gave him a birthday party invitation. However, it was at his house where Lucas trapped the bully in an attic over a course of a few days where the bully eventually starved. It was official, Lucas was a killer. Fast forward to the events before this game, and Lucas along with his parents are infected and controlled by Evelyn, and this infection turns the seemingly innocent family into a bunch of murderers. This infection only enables Lucas' murderous tendencies. However, Lucas isn't controlled by Evelyn for long. After getting into contact with someone on the web, he receives an offer. A cure to give him free will in exchange for data collected on his family. Lucas accepts this offer and idly stands by and observes his infected parents. Lucas also takes advantage of the situation by capturing unsuspecting victims and using them in Jigsaw-like games. Similar to Salazar, Lucas isn't the most mature or stable person out there, so it's pretty easy to get him superheated, especially if someone solves one of his contraptions. He's also pretty freaking hilarious. I love Lucas for being so psychotic and evil, which makes him such an intimidating yet entertaining antagonist. That's why Lucas Baker takes the number 3 spot. Coming in the number 2 spot is Nemesis. What is there to even say about Nemesis that hasn't been said already? Making his debut in Resident Evil 3, which was released back in 1999, Nemesis is an Umbrella-engineered monster tasked with hunting down every remaining STARS member in Raccoon City. The only problem is, the only STARS member left in Raccoon City is our girl Jill Valentine. Well, there's also Brad. never mind. Anyways, where do I start with Nemesis? Just look at his design. Nemesis is Mr. X's older emo brother equipped with a machine gun and a freaking missile launcher to hunt his prey. However, Nemesis' equipment doesn't make him haunting. It's his persistence. Nemesis was regarded as the most horrifying Resident Evil monster for a good reason. Nemesis constantly chases the player down throughout the entire game and will appear at random. I heard in the Resident Evil 3 remake, Nemesis is downgraded to a scripted chase scenes and boss encounters, which really sucks to hear since that ruins the entire reason as to why Nemesis is terrifying, but it doesn't change how much of a beast he was in the original game, and you cannot forget his iconic Nemesis is cool, intimidating, and unique, and he easily takes the number 2 spot. As if you don't know, but coming in at number 1 is Albert Wesker, one of my favorite video game villains of all time. Making his debut in the original Resident Evil game, which released in 1996, Wesker started out as a normal guy who was a part of Alpha Team comprised of him, Chris, Jill, Barry, and Joseph. That's right, I still remember you, Joseph. The team takes shelter in a nearby mansion where it turns out to be a hidden front for a secret Umbrella facility filled with horrifying experiments gone rapid. Near the end of the game, it's revealed Wesker is actually an Umbrella spy, but he's also acting on his own tuition to release the tyrants, which he finds beautiful and fascinating. Then he's presumably killed by the creature and the mansion self-destructs. However, Wesker escaped the mansion, and it turns out that he was a part of a secret program called the Wesker program, where multiple children were injected with special virus strains at a young age and were meant to be raised as perfect individuals. Our Wesker and another girl were the only survivors of the program, and after Wesker's quote-unquote death, the virus strains resurrected him with newfound powers such as immense strength and high speed. He encounters Chris and Code Veronica, and the two form a new rivalry out of hate. The two meet again in Resident Evil 5, but both of the two are entirely different people. Wesker now being a no-nonsense, just beast who's determined to recreate the world in his own image. Wesker is such a cool villain. He has a sense of progression. He's smart, he's calculating, and later down the road, he's nearly unstoppable in combat and takes falling in a volcano and taking 2 missile launchers to the face in order to finally bring him down. He's so memorable 11 years later, and fans still want him back in another game. Wesker may way more than deserves the number 1 spot. Well, that's it everyone. That was my top 5 favorite Resident Evil villains. What about you guys? What are you guys' favorite? Be sure to let me know in the comments. Anyways, as always, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, then please like and subscribe, and as always, I will see you guys next time. Peace everyone.